All right, guys, in today's video, we're working on a 2015 Chevrolet Sonic. And what we're going to talk about today is how to do an OEM replacement of the key fob. So this is the kind that has a flip-up type key blade. And if we zoom in here, what we can see, the problem with this guy is the unlock button is cracked and it's about ready to sink in. And the owner's just barely hanging on with this one. The lock's also cracking. If we look at their other key, we can see it's already gone. Right? So you can already see inside. And the problem with this is it's inoperative. And the problem with this is once you start getting cracks in this membrane, water and debris are going to start getting inside and they're going to start corroding the circuit board. And once the circuit board goes, they're in the recycling bin. They're junk. So OEM parts. So what's the part number for this? Well, it depends on the buttons. This particular vehicle, you can see, has the remote start button. In the description, I'll list all the different types for this vehicle. Some are just going to have the unlock, the lock, and the rear release. This one has got the remote start, right? So there's several different types based on what these buttons are. So for this one, I'm going to show you the number for the one that has the remote start, and that's going to be a part number 13579217. And if we look inside, what you can see is there's nothing on the blade. It's a virgin blade. It has to be cut, right? And then they'll use a machine to securely cut this groove on both sides, right? So you have to go to a locksmith to get these cut. And a lot of times, if it's, in fact, where I am, almost anyone will not cut these unless it's a genuine OEM part. If you have one of these things that's an aftermarket knockoff, they won't cut it for you. They'll require you to buy one of theirs. So OEM parts for this. Now I'll show you another part number for this same one. Same number of buttons, right? This part number is 13575178. For this vehicle. This is a discontinued number. That's because this one comes pre-cut. You can see it's already got the cuts in it. And the only reason something like this is worth sharing with you since it's discontinued is, and this is obviously not cut for this particular vehicle, right? You can tell it's not cut for this vehicle. Well, why would you go purchase something that's not cut for the vehicle? Well, if we open this guy up and we zoom in right by my thumb here, you can see there's a little roll pin that holds this blade onto this swivel piece. And what I'm going to show you is how we can swap this blade onto this pre-cut key. That makes these part numbers valid. These end up on eBay from time to time because maybe somebody ordered one at the dealership and never picked it up and then they got stuck with it and at some point they sell it. Or maybe someone bought one for themselves as a backup. They sell the vehicle, they're cleaning the house, they find they still got this, they throw it up on eBay. You can usually get these pretty cheap because obviously it doesn't fit anything, but then you can make use of it when I show you how to swap these blades. All right, so this is what I was going to show you about the pre-cut, or what GM calls the coded key. So this one I've already done. If we open this up, I've already taken this little pin out, right? And this little pin sits right there. And with that pin out, this blade comes off. That pin sits on that groove that you see right there, and that's all that holds it into this piece. So you can interchange these if you remove the pin. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to take this coded 5178 fob. It's coded for who knows whose vehicle, and we're going to want to remove this. So what we're going to do is take something that'll wedge this open, piece of cardboard, piece of paper towel, it really doesn't matter, and just get it where it won't close on us, or rather won't open all the way. Just like that. And then we're going to take a 1/16 punch, and we're going to put that right on top of that pin, and we're going to drive it out. Now it's going to be super boring, but I'll get it started, and then we'll speed through it. Now once you get it started, and plus this is a brand new key, so it's coming out pretty easy, it's going to hit the bottom of where you're at. So in my case, I'm going to have to lean it a little bit over this table in order to drive it the rest of the way out. All right, sorry about that, guys. We had a little camera glitch. So like I was saying, it's sticking out now. We're going to have to put it over the edge to get it the rest of the way. And earlier I said this was a roll pin. And if we super zoom in here, you can see the light under this, right? So it is hollow. A lot of times the used ones get all clogged up and you can't tell. All right, let's finish this pin. All right, with the pin out, now we can wiggle this blade off, right? And this is junk. And now we'll take our broken one, and we're going to do the same thing. Get another little piece of shop towel here that we're going to use to hold it open. Just like that. And same deal. They're real easy to get out. All right, so this is the blade we want. Make sure you keep the orientation the same. And now we're going to take this roll pin and we're going to see, did we damage it in any way? I don't think we did. And we're going to push it back in. Now I'm going to use a different tool for this. If you zoom in here, this punch has a little rounded nub on the end, and it's specifically designed to help spread that pin as it goes in. But you should be able to get it in with the regular one as well. It's a little bit more difficult to get it to go in because we got to make sure that this key is straight on. Now when you're putting it back in, obviously we want to make sure we don't start driving it out again, which we just checked to make sure that we're not. All right, and that's it. We're done. Now we have taken this perfectly fine key and made it up to a brand new OEM fob. I don't know why GM sticks these annoying stickers on the back here of these, but we can get this off, and if there's any problem, you can use like Goo Gone to get the stickiness off. But this way we've got a genuine OEM fob. We're not messing around with some cheap aftermarket garbage. All right, now all we got to do is program it. So we'll program this one, and we'll also program the one we cut. So let me take you back to the car, and we'll show how to program it. All right, guys, it's time to program these new keys. Referencing the owner's manual for the Sonic, we're going to be programming with a recognized transmitter. So we're just going to stick in the key that we used to cut the new ones, so the original key. We're going to turn it to the on-run position, then we're going to turn it off, and then within 5 seconds, we're going to do the same thing with each of our new keys. The security light will turn off on the dash once the key has been programmed, and then you repeat those steps for the additional key. So we're going to do this twice, and then we'll come back and talk about this other section if you don't have that key. All right, so here's our key, that one of our damaged keys. I'm just going to show you that this one works just fine. Starts the vehicle up. No problems. All right, and then we got these other two keys that we've got the one that we moved the blade over on. So there's the kind of the used blade that we moved over to this one. And then here's the one that we took to the locksmith and got cut fresh. Right? So we're going to program both of these. So we're going to start with this guy. Turn it to the run position. Take it out. Take the next one within 5 seconds and do the same thing. And make sure the security light is not on. Take it out. And now we should be able to start the vehicle. Actually, we should just be able to test it right here with the power door locks. We should be able to lock and unlock, and we should be able to start the vehicle. And we should have no codes or lights or anything except for our parking brake, our cruise control, and our flashing seatbelt light. All right, now we're going to use this new key. We don't need to even switch back. We can use the key we just programmed to do this again with the other one. So again, we're going to stick it in, turn it to the run position, wait till the lights go off, take it out, take our new one that was cut, do the same thing, take it out, make sure our fob buttons work for lock and unlock, and then we should be able to start the vehicle with this key. And we should have no lights on the dash, other than, again, the parking brake, the cruise control, our parking lights, and our flashing seatbelt light. Okay, so we're all done with that. So this job is done. The only other thing I was going to show you from the owner's manual is, well, what if you don't have a recognized key to program a key when you don't have it? Well, they go through this more complicated procedure that takes about a half hour. I'll share it with you here in case you have that situation. But basically, they're telling you the vehicle must be off. The keys that you're going to program must be with you and in proximity to the vehicle. You're going to insert one of those new keys into the ignition. You're going to turn it to on position, and then the security light's going to come on the instrument cluster. You're going to wait 10 minutes until that light turns off, and then you're going to turn it to the off. And then you're going to repeat that dance 2 steps through to 4 2 more times. You're basically going to do this 10-minute sequence that we showed over here. You're going to do this once, twice, 3 times. And then that way you can program it even if you don't have a key that's already programmed. So that's the 2 steps for programming. It's pretty simple. I hope this video helps you out on keeping your vehicle all GM and getting OEM keys, either having the blade transferred or having the blade cut and programmed for your vehicle. If you got questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below and I'll try to help. If this video helped you keep your vehicle all GM and you learned something and were able to get what you needed done, go ahead and pay it forward and hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, thanks for watching.